welcome to the Collapse Experiment. It is a windy day out. It's in the 70s. I'm trying to get some stuff done in the garden. Looks like there is quite a few mushrooms to be picked. Got some shiitakes growing back here in the woods. And to my delight, I was really surprised to see this. My hometown of Kalamazoo, Michigan. I don't know who this guy was, but you're a friend of mine, pal. Kamala Harris had a rally in Kalamazoo, and during that, somebody started to heckle her. It was an anti-war protester. That's one of those little sub-communities that Kalamazoo has going for it. They really like to protest against wars. Snake. There's a snake on the trail. And yeah, so this guy starts screaming, "No more wars, no more something," calls her a piece of shit. And I'm like, dude's got balls. So my experience of living in this liberal shithole is that you don't do that. My guess is he probably lost his job. Not because of that, because legally they can't get rid of you because of that. No. HR would have found something in his record. Something to where it's like, yeah, we've decided that you're no longer employed here. Yeah. That would be my guess. So I feel proud and yet sad for that man, because that takes some balls. In that town, 2020, you know, I already knew Biden's history, was not a Trump fan, you know. Up until 2019, I couldn't stand Trump. And then I started looking at some stuff. And it was like the really, really stupid shit that they kept pushing. It was, oh, he got one more scoop of ice cream than the other person. And then, you know, come to find out, like, no, the other person didn't want any more ice cream. Trump did. So it was stupid shit like that, where they're just like, at every turn, it was just, he's evil, he's bad, look at what he... And I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, I don't really care for the guy, but you know, this is some wonky bullshit. And then there's the doing the research on the previous stuff, learning that the whole Russia collusion hoax was a hoax. You know, all these investigations coming out saying like, yeah, we found nothing. You know, it's one thing for a person to be an asshole, but you know what Trump never did to me was fucking lie to my face, piss on me, and tell me it's fucking raining. That was what the Democrats have been doing since 2015. That is what pissed me off. So 2020, you know, I wasn't even on the Trump train. I was just on the, like, I fucking can't stand Biden. Like, I really can't stand Biden. And it's like, they're pushing the whole, like, hey, we haven't had any new wars. And I'm like, wow, he's talking to Kim Jong-un. That's kind of crazy. He's talking to the Taliban, trying to get us out of Afghanistan. Which, by the way, it definitely would not have gone down like it did with Biden. If anything, honestly, we might still be there. If they tried pulling the shit that they did when Trump was in office, they would not be in charge of that country right now. We'd probably still be there. We'd probably be at Bagram, probably going out killing motherfuckers on like the Pakistan border, but you wouldn't have the shit happening in Afghanistan right now that is happening. And we definitely wouldn't be giving them $40 million a week. That's a thing. That's consistently confirmed. We, the United States, is currently given $40 million to a group that helped orchestrate the 9/11 attacks. So yeah, there was a lot of things that happened. Besides the lying, it was all the people I grew up being told these are the good people. These are, the protesters, the liberals, the anti-war, the people you're supposed to trust. Because, can't trust those shady conservatives. Oh my God, those religious people, they'll burn you at the stake. Well, for one, don't be practicing witchcraft. That's just, I'm not gonna burn you at the stake. I just think it's kind of asinine and stupid. But I'm being told all these things while growing up, even going to Catholic schools. Like I came across some asshole conservatives going to Catholic schools, as you will, because there's assholes in every group. But then, out of nowhere, all of a sudden, there's I'm just going to call it what it was, struggle session, working at a certain place in Kalamazoo, where laws, rules, union rules were not followed. But damn, there were some considerations made for somebody else. And yeah, let's just say that, the hostile work environment that I was stuck in, HR didn't seem to give a shit about that. Oh no. Actually, I'll tell you this. From day one I started working there, it was very obvious. I wasn't hired because I was the best person for the job. I can admit that to myself. That is not why they hired me. The reason they hired me was because my wife, then girlfriend at the time, was pregnant, and them being the liberals that they are, they wanted to do a good thing. Well, I don't want your fucking pity. I want to be hired because I'm the best person for the job. Not the only place that has insurance. And I already had a county job at the time. So yeah, my insurance sucked. But under Michigan law, we still would have been covered under Medicaid and would have walked out of there with the same bill that we had, regardless of the one that the other place provided me. So while they're patting themselves on the back for like, yay, we helped save a kid, because they don't know how to treat their own kids or have their own kids. Yeah. No, it was this downward shit show the entire time. Just constant rumors, accusations. And it was very obvious, especially there's one person that they hired, I don't know if they're still there, who was basically, I'll put it this way, professional racist. That's what they were. They're writing books and how they were abused as a child because they're half black, but that means that they're black, but you can't say I'm half black, but I'm going to say I'm half black. Oh yeah, it was a confusing shit show with that one. Yeah. And it was just always, everything was about white people, everything was about race. She got super excited when one girl was sitting on another girl's lap because they thought it was funny, and she comes in all excited that like, oh my God, I'm a supervisor for a pair of lesbians. No. And they corrected her on that one. That was creepy. It was just creepy. It wasn't even funny. It was just creepy. Like, why the fuck would you get excited because you're the boss of who you think are lesbians. That's Kalamazoo. That is Kalamazoo. A place where if you do not participate in their current pat yourself on the back operation, they will persecute and ridicule you. I dealt with that at the hospital. What do you mean you're not going to the breast cancer awareness walk? Why wouldn't you go? And the supervisors would put these ridiculous expectations where they have a goal of like, I want 100% participation. First of all, I'm not on the fucking clock. Second of all, you're not going to mandate me to hand over my money to another nonprofit organization that's going to pocket 90% of that shit and tell me what to do on my personal fucking time. That was happening. That shit happened all the time. But they'll say, that's the culture. That's Kalamazoo. That's what we do. Well, not everybody fucking likes it. And I, for one, obviously I moved. Kalamazoo does not look like this. Fuck no. First of all, you don't have any BLM graffiti over here. No gang signs. Nobody's loitering on the side of the building. You don't see a homeless person camping behind here. And nobody's dumping bodies in the woods. Yeah. No, really. That happens in Kalamazoo. So yeah. I left. Because those people are fucking ridiculous. It's a cult. It's a religion. Kalamazoo is like the Salt Lake City of wokeism. Actually, that's pretty good. That's a very accurate description. It's definitely the Salt Lake City of what we would consider wokeism. Don't know if it's still there, but they painted Black Lives Matter in the street right next to the library. Yeah, tax dollars at work. So that guy, getting back to that guy, holy shit. Fucking hero. Hell yeah. Those assholes. You know, fuck that town. That town, seriously. City. Not a city. Sorry. Not sorry. You have like, I think it's like 70,000 people. Most of the ones who actually make money in the city don't even fucking live there. Why would you? The money's there. You don't want to fucking live there. Hell no. So yeah, while they let Kamala Harris lie her ass off to people in Kalamazoo, let's backtrack a little bit and see what was allowed and not allowed back in the day. You were allowed to peacefully but fiery protest in 2020. They let BLM do whatever the hell they wanted. Stores were looted, places were smashed. Videos available on YouTube regarding that one. Yeah, I filmed it. So they let that happen. Arson happened. The police were ordered to stand down for basically any crime where somebody wasn't directly being stabbed to death while calling 911. Police didn't respond to shit. A few months later, in 2020, the Proud Boys come to Kalamazoo with a permit. I don't think Black Lives Matter had a permit. Now that I think about it, pretty sure they just took to the streets. Because heaven forbid any rules apply to them. But no, Proud Boys show up. Watch that whole recording. I was not there, but that is also available on YouTube. Marching from where they got together down to Bronson Park. Then they just kind of dispersed and went to the parking garages to leave, where they were assaulted and then vandalism take place to their vehicles. All they wanted to do was walk around, wave some flags, make a speech about freedom, democracy, freedom, libertarian ideas. I don't know if democracy was ever mentioned. probably talked about how we're a republic. And yeah, that was where people got really pissed. Yeah, like the whole vandalism, the arson, and all that. That was fine because that was part of your constitutional rights. You were allowed to do that. But another group of people, which there were black people there. There's gay people and trans people. There's all kinds of people in the Proud Boys. And I don't know. People were pissed. They were mad at the cops for allowing it. They were like, who's the one that signed off on this permit for this hate crime happening? Yeah, total shit show. But man, that's Kalamazoo. Rights for us, not rights for you. As long as you're saying what we want to hear, we'll stand by you. Kalamazoo. And of course, I can't imagine what it would have been like for somebody in Kalamazoo during the whole jabby jab thing, considering the company that is located in Portage and also has some property in Kalamazoo that were developing the jabby jab jab. Yeah. So for that guy to speak up and say what he said in Kalamazoo, right to the face of Kamala Harris, calling her a piece of shit. That dude had some balls. I hope he either has already bred or starts breeding immediately, because we need more guys like him running around. Never trust a side hoe.